Hello everyone, Namaste. I am Lokesh, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Soundarya Institute of Management and Science. Today I am going to discuss plant layout. Under that, few contents which I would like to discuss. The first one is ventilation, air conditioning, industrial safety, industrial noise. These are all the contents which I would like to discuss under the unit number 2, plant layout and location. Let us discuss one by one. The first one is ventilation. Here the ventilation is the especially it is the intentional movement of air from outside a building to the inside. Ventilation includes both the exchange of air to the outside as well as circulation of air within the building. Ventilation is used to remove unpleasant smells and excessive moisture. Introduce outside air to keep interior building air circulating and to prevent stagnation of the interior air is called actually ventilation. Let us see that ventilation it is the process of removing or supplying air by natural or mechanical or even combined means to the factory building and from the factory building. This is what. Okay, now let us discuss what are the various sources of ventilation. There are two different sources of ventilation. The first one is natural ventilation. Natural ventilation in that the very important is it is the affected by natural forces, wind and stack effect. The various devices used are windows, doors or ventilations, etc. Then natural ventilation is the use of wind and temperature differences to create airflows in and through buildings. There are two basic types of natural ventilation effects. One is buoyancy and wind. Both wind ventilation supplies air from a positive pressure through openings on the windward side of a building and exhaust air to a negative pressure on the leeward side. This is what the natural ventilation. And let us move to the artificial ventilation. When natural system fails, sometime when it is fails in cloudy days, then additional artificial sources of ventilation is adopted. The devices used are exhaust fans, ceiling fans. The direction of air created by such devices can be upward, downward, or cross. It is the most reliable source compared to natural system at certain times. This is what ventilation. Here, some natural ventilation and mechanical ventilation, there are some differences what we can see. In the natural ventilation is the use of wind and temperature differences to create airflows in and through building. But when mechanical ventilation is the use of a machine to take over active breathing for a patient. This is the one of the differences that this is what ventilation. After that, we are discussing about air conditioning. Air conditioning, especially in the industrial, especially if you see in industry, air conditioning refers to any form of cooling or heating that modifies the condition of air. An air conditioner is an appliance system or machine designed to change the air temperature and humidity within an area. It means simultaneous control of temperature and humidity and distribution and purity of air by artificial means. So this is what the air conditioning is. Industrial air conditioning in its broadest sense requires control over temperature. Even already I told you, humidity, dust, motion, purity, and odors. Air conditioning is the simultaneous control of the temperature, humidity, motion, and purity of the atmosphere in the confined space. This is what air conditioning. What are the various significance of air conditioning? There are various significance in air conditioning. The first one is employee comfort. Second one is employee health. Third one is desirable condition of temperature, prevention and improvement of product quality, production of manufacturing equipment, cost control, I mean the more productivity and controlled cost, then finally good interpersonal relationship. This is one of the very important significance of air conditioning. Actually, in air conditioning is very important, right? Definitely, it increase the workers' comfort level also, right? How it will comfort? The very simple workmen feel happy when they have the correct temperature. I mean the humidity, and when fresh air flow suited to the body. Too many people working in the same place makes the air uh, were ventilated and stuffy. I mean, creating an unpleasant smell. Hence, there should be sufficient ventilation or air circulation. This is also very important. When employee health, I mean, protect workers' health, certain factories create injuries, fumes, bad smell, dust, bacteria, etc. during the manufacturing operations, which spoils the workers' health. Air conditioning helps in such situations by controlling the quality of the air. This is also very important, and you need already I told you that is what it is a desirable condition of temperature. It's a certain manufacturing process require air conditioning as they require specific conditions of temperature. For example, in light engineering industries which manufacture precise products, air conditioning is necessary to prevent the expansion or constructions of metal and maintain tolerances in microns, right? So then it's really preservation and improvement of product quality. I mean perishable articles like food items deteriorate faster. To preserve these, I mean protect, air conditioning is required. I mean quality, and it's a good interpersonal relationship between the supplier, even manager or company supplier, all those things. This is a very important significance of air conditioning. Let us go to the next concept is industrial safety. Industrial safety is one of the important measures which we have taken care by owner of the company or manager of the company. It refers to the very simple that it refers to the protection of the workers from the dangers of accidents taking place in the industry. See, majority of the industries they are following this type of industrial safety. Industrial safety can be defined as the control of recognized hazards to achieve an acceptable level of risk. This is primarily a management activity which is concerned with reducing, controlling, and eliminating hazards from the industries or industrial units. This is what. And here causes of industrial accidents. See the different causes of industrial accidents. It because of happen two factors. The first one is the human factors. See, within the human factors, really it's a very important factor. In this human factor, it constitutes about almost 80 to 85% of the total causes. Human factors are involved, like the physical factors, right? Like hearing capacity or visual ability. Then physiological factors, even gender, I mean time, working hours, age, experience, Some psychological factors include mental factors like carelessness, I mean, and then inattentiveness, overconfidence, slowness, ignorance, stress, I mean, inexperienced persons. So these are all the human factors which we are discussing. See, really, it's a very difficult factor also, right? Most of, I mean, sometime, right, it's very very difficult also. Now let us move to the environmental factors. See, the environmental factors also very much effect on, I mean, it's one of the causes of industrial accidents, right? How? Well, maybe in the environmental factors due to the temperature variations, poor lighting facility, I mean the humidity, even noise, and unsafe machines, right? These are all the various causes of industrial accidents. Some, this is one is human factors, another one is what I mean environmental factors. Okay, apart from that, some lack of training also we can say. Sometimes the manufacturing defect also, some maintenance, right? The one of the main important common causes for industrial accident is improper maintenance procedures or the lack of preventive maintenance programs. Even equipment cannot run without having I mean maintenance performed on a scheduled basis. Most equipment manufacturers publish a recommended preventive maintenance schedule for the equipment, but the companies and their maintenance personnel are responsible for carrying out these preventive maintenance programs. Like an automobile that does not regularly get fuel, oil, or the brakes replaced, a piece of equipment not maintained fails at times with the consequences. So this is all very very important. Some, see, we here we should take some principles of accident prevention, right? What are the actual prevention we should take? Prevention of industrial accidents. What we can do, what are the preventing? See, prevention is better than cure, so we can take adequate training. See, definitely this type of training will definitely reduce the, I mean, industrial accidents obviously, right? But that adequate training is required. Then adequate pre-placement examinations, right? Pre-placement examinations. Then continuous education, I mean, we are educating to the employees, right? Whoever will join newly, we should educate them to how we can work out, what are the features of what is that machines, how they can work, how they can handle. Everything will be discussed by the senior managers. Then ensuring safe working environment. Then safety department with a safety officer, right? Each and every company must appoint the safety officer, right? And there is a safety separate functional department which will take care about the safety measures like a fire kit they have to install, and they should give the training for the employees in the situation how they can work. Everything will be teach, right, taught by the safety department. Even regular survey for detecting hazards, that regular survey should be there, okay, that will be taken care by safety department. Then careful reporting and maintenance of records, right? That record should be maintained proper time, it should be preserved. Otherwise, if the not preserved, it's very difficult to get the things done. So, and the function of safety is to locate and define the operational errors that allow accident to occur. The key to effective line safety performance is management procedures that fix accountability, right? And safety should be managed like any other company functions. That's why the management should direct the safety effort by setting achievable goals, by planning, organizing, and controlling to achieve them. This is what the very very important things which they have to do, right? And finally, we'll move to the noise, industrial noise. See, the noise is nothing but a sound, right? Sound. I mean, what we can say, the word industrial noise means an unwanted and unpleasant sound generating in industry. This is what a noise, right? I mean, in the noise, you can see noise is a sound that does not have an agreeable, right? So agreeable quality, right? That unpleasant sound, it's also right, is unwanted and unpleasant sound generating in industry. that should be avoided. Then what are the significance of noise control? It is a significance of noise control means protect physical and mental health of an employee. Until unless if you not, I mean, control the noise, definitely maintain the consistency of the employees, either it is in physical and mental, right? Then the significance of noise control is improve employee efficiency and productivity. When they have work in calm mind, calm and cool, definitely that will enhance the productivity and efficiency, even effectiveness of the employee. Then make oral communication is more effective, right? Then to strengthen the warning signal alarm, right, that everything will be maintained. These are all the very very important things which they have to follow. Oh, this is one thing, okay. And what we can say that noise control techniques also they have in some organizations, they have adopted some noise control techniques. I mean, how noise control at the source, I mean, noise can be controlled at the source by the manufacturer, so that no that noisy devices, I mean, never reach your workplace. Many machines are now required to conform to noise standards. Therefore, before new machines such as presses or drills, etc., are purchased, checks should be made to see that they conform the noise standards. Unfortunately, many used machines producing high noise levels, which have been replaced with quieter models, okay, are often exported to developing countries, causing workers to pay the price with hearing loss, stress, etc. That's why the noise control at the source can also be engineered into an existing device by making adjustment to parts or a whole machine that reduce noise. I will complete before completing this one. Just for I'll give an example for this. The noise level from a what is that pneumatic drill can be reduced by placing a sound reducing blanket around the drill. A length of tubing on the exhaust of the drill will also reduce the noise level. A rubber covering can be used to reduce noise from metal falling on the onto what is that metal, right? And there's how to control the noise, okay. This then noise control by sometime enclose the machines also, right? And it's this is very very important things, okay. And finally, the best method of noise control is at the source. This can be done by the manufacturer through engineering changes on the sources itself, through regular maintenance, lubrication, and replacement of parts, or by changing the way materials are handling. Then noise can be controlled with barriers by enclosing the sources of the noise by placing sound reducing barriers between the workers and the source, or by increasing the distance between the worker and the source. This is what if workers must wear ear protection, then what is that ear muffs are a better choice than earplugs. Try to read the packages of various type of uh, ear protectors to find out the level of protection they will provide. So this is a very very important things which we are discussed in a noise. Thank you very much.